We're going to be watching Angel Engine Explained, the movie, beginning of the end. Alright, so if you don't know what Angel Engine is, this is Angel Engine.
Did not the angel show you?
Yes, but my father saw an angel once. And
Alright, so that's pretty much what Angel Engine is. It's like a digital horror shorts, a bunch of shorts, but this guy explained the entire thing, and that's what we're going to watch. Alright. So I'm just going to start the video from the beginning again. I did explain a whole lot of shit though, but anyhow.
Therefore, God sends them a strong delusion, so that they may believe what is false. What if humanity committed the ultimate betrayal? This series tells the story of a world that prayed for salvation, and then turned against the very messenger sent to deliver it. When Earth reached the brink of collapse, its resources depleted, its skies empty of birdsong, its oceans poisoned by greed, humanity cried out for a miracle, and a miracle arrived. An angel sent by God himself. But instead of responding with reverence, they responded with wires, with needles, with steel. The angel was captured, chained to a machine, and turned into a divine battery. That machine was called Angel Engine. What follows is not just horror, it's a descent into spiritual corruption. A world where science replaces faith, where divine suffering fuels artificial miracles, where a man named Jeff Ernstman becomes the face of human arrogance, and eventually, the vessel for something far worse. What do you think inspired Angel Engine?
Okay.
Without further
For me though, I would think like what inspired this entire thing is just how humanity is in general. We tend to switch up on things that are supposed to help us, like very quickly. I forget like exactly what the purpose of that thing being there is. What's it called? Evil at like by nature. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. We're evil by nature. So automatically, even if they gave us help, we'd want to, exploit it and do things of that nature. So I pretty much think that's what the person was thinking about when they made this.
For false Christs and false prophets will appear and perform great signs and wonders to deceive, if possible, even the elect. This is a story of betrayal, of sacrifice, of the slow, deliberate replacement of God. This is the collapse of a world that chose to betray heaven. This is Angel Engine Explained, the movie, the beginning of the end.
Yeah, this is so fucking creepy. I like it. So this is Uriel, right?
The series begins with the presence of an angel describing a cycle of human self-destruction. This universe introduces us to a species on the brink of extinction. The planet's resources have been pushed to their absolute limits. Wildlife is a thing of the past, and all earthly species...
Okay, I know I'm already pausing and we're not even into 2 seconds into the actual video itself, but this storyline at the beginning reminds me of like Gao's Parauzia. I don't remember like, but he's mangaka. I mean, he's manga. I say mangaka. What am I saying? He's comic. Yeah. The whole premonition of it was the unit. Oh my god, English. Okay, the world was on the brink of collapse. It was ending. There wasn't any what's it called, and then there was an apocalypse type this thing. So I feel that's what is going on here.
Have been plunged into complete chaos. Extinction is imminent, and with no other options left, humanity turns to prayer, desperate, unceasing prayer, pleading for a miracle. And, by sheer fortune, that miracle descended from the heavens. An angel, a messenger of God, took pity on humanity and appeared on earth to help. But, in return, he was betrayed. Trapped within a machine known as the Angel Engine, he became the victim of mankind's greatest sin,
Yeah, but like,
a
how does
direct
that happen?
and irreversible defiance against God himself. The purpose behind this act was to harness the angel's divine energy, using it as an infinite power source to create a utopian paradise.
Okay, I'm still trying to understand how that is possible. How do you go capture an angel? the angel already knows most of the things that humanity does, right, or would do. So it's not being deceived. So how did you people manage to get it into a trap that you used to harness its powers? What would you even create to harness divine powers? That's also like on my theory of like technology not even making sense realistically, like Bluetooth. How the fuck do we get that?
On Earth. This meant extracting his energy endlessly, keeping him imprisoned, and likely forcing him into a state of eternal suffering. The angel narrating these events is the very same one who was captured. But don't worry, you'll understand soon enough. Now, we jump forward into the future, where we witness what remains of the poor angel who was captured who knows how many years ago. He begs to be freed. To do so, whoever receives his message must find the angel engine, located in what is described as a sacred land, a desolate wasteland filled with massive, thorn-like spires erupting from the ground.
I really wish I could
At one
hear the
point,
sound.
the angel mentions that the wages will be abundant, which could be an echo of a divine promise, a celestial reward in exchange for his liberation.
What if the angel at this point, just when you release it, it just kills you and all of humanity out of like pure rage and spite? Because me personally, if I was an angel and I came from heaven to save you people, and you decided to torture me for only God knows how long, and I have managed to escape, I am wiping everybody out indiscriminately, starting from the person that freed me.
Later, the angel warns of the arrival of an evil entity, one that will show no mercy to humanity. This being will soon descend and deceive mankind, manipulating them until they are led straight into the apocalypse, to total extinction. Despite all the suffering he has endured at the hands of human greed, the angel still wants to help us avoid this fate. His love for humanity is so great that even now he longs to protect us. However, he is powerless to do anything unless he is freed from the angel engine. And as for the malevolent entity he speaks of, it is none other than the Antichrist, a being that seeks to lead humanity astray from the true faith, guiding them toward destruction.
So angel engine isn't our future, it's already happening, right? This is present tense. It's not what's happening later. It's not like a story about what's going to happen in the future. It's what's happening now already.
It may even take the form of an angel. We return to the present, likely not long after the angel's capture. Here we see him already imprisoned within the angel engine, crying out for help, but as we already know, his pleas will go unheard. The lead scientist behind this experiment, Dr. Gof Ernstmann, reveals that they have discovered angels can generate limitless energy, enough to power humanity for millennia. Meanwhile, an eerie angelic figure slowly emerges in the background.
Is that the
He is
Antichrist?
already here. The screen suddenly cuts to a warning message as the entity, the Antichrist himself, gazes directly at humanity, even breaking the fourth wall to stare at the viewer. Then, the scene shifts to the President of the United States. But something is wrong. As he speaks, his face begins to distort, and his voice is replaced by something else. It seems the end of days has begun.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen,
Look, me. I am standing before you on this day as a man, a husband, a father, as your president, but most importantly, as a citizen of this country.
He is not from Earth.
I will not sugarcoat our current situation. We are on the cusp of war.
Your species will die.
This is not a test, this is not a joke. It is unfortunately the truth.
Your species will.
not to get political, but isn't this what's happening like with Trump and like what's it called? How people feel that the Christian in quote unquote values that he's bringing back is Loki just sending us into like back in where people didn't have certain people didn't have rights, women were degraded, all of that, and that's like he's switching it up to make it look like he's for the people. Well, that's basically every other president's job, but still.
Whoa.
As we speak, our enemies are readying their nuclear arsenal.
The sky will burn.
It's quite clear what is happening here. The Bible describes the Antichrist as a figure who will rise at the end of time, deceiving nations and leading many to ruin. Here we see him doing exactly that, controlling and
Again, that's another thing that confuses me in the Bible. Why? What could possibly be the point of all of this? If you wanted to say, okay, yeah, Jesus comes back and then saves everybody else, right? And saves everybody. Why do you need to bring in another a villain, the Antichrist, right? To come in and then deceive people so that those people will be deceived and go to hell instead of, just saving everybody at once. Like, it doesn't even make sense because it's like, okay, you have the good people, you have people that do bad, you have people that don't follow the Bible, you have people that follow the Bible, right? The people that are following the Bible, why not just save them at once? Why allow them to be tempted again, other than the regular temptations that they have on earth with the Antichrist? It doesn't.
manipulating the President of the United States, likely to incite a war that could have been avoided. All of it, a carefully orchestrated plan.
Okay, I got an ad.
Since you're already above, then
Move.
To push humanity toward its downfall. In the next episode, we learn what the angel is trying to do from the future. He tells us that he has crossed the abyss of time to deliver these messages. The angel is attempting to warn humanity about an impending apocalypse, one that seems inevitable. He also clarifies that the figure we see is not him, despite their striking resemblance. The Antichrist has taken his form to deceive and mislead us. Meanwhile, in the present, the media portrays the angel engine as an unprecedented scientific breakthrough, downplaying the fact that a sentient being is being tortured within the machine. Fortunately, there are still people who oppose this situation. The reporter mentions that the angel engine is located in the structure behind him, known as the Second Tower of Babel.
You know what's so crazy, right, about this particular I know I'm yapping a lot, Jesus, but you know what's so crazy about this what they call it, media spreading thingy, right? The old heads feel mostly that if we get our news through our phones, it's not valid news. But there's no actual way to validate the news. Everybody spreads whatever propaganda that they want half the time, right? So, in fact, like most of the time. So, you can't really fact check unless you were there. And even if you were there, most of the time the media will add spices and whatever to get views or TV ratings, all of that, right? So our parents or the old heads feeling that, oh, you getting your news off TikTok is what's it called, is false news, and them getting their news off the TV means it's actual facts, is just cap, because at the end of the day nobody is actually fact checking anything. They just say it on the news and then their parents are like, okay.
Referencing the biblical story that explains the origin of humanity's diverse languages. According to the tale, after the Great Flood, humanity spoke a single language and sought to build a tower in the city of Babel that would reach the heavens. Seeing their arrogance, God confused their languages so they could no longer understand one another and scattered them across the earth, halting the tower's construction. This modern tower stands in the Negev desert, Israel, a land rich with traces of significant biblical figures, the very holy land the angel spoke of earlier. Over 200,000 people work in the tower, and it is here that humanity's fate will be decided. Will this lead to total extinction, or will it mark the greatest technological advancement in history? The ability to create miracles artificially. And, of course, all of this unfolds under the watchful gaze of the Antichrist. Next, we see an advertisement promoting the Angel Engine initiative and calling for volunteers. But volunteers for what? You'll find out soon. The ad features a student worried about his future due to his poor grades. Suddenly, Dr. Ernstman appears, promising him a bright future if he registers as a volunteer at angelengineinitiative.org. But wait, what happens if you actually visit that website? Well, as expected from a well-crafted ARG, the website is real, and it reads as follows.
Sign up. Pause. What was the website again? Let's check it out. Okay.
that website.
All right. Angel Engine Initiative.org. All right, hold on. Let's go check that shit out. Sorry, I'm slow at typing. Site can be reached. Of course. Of course. When I want to use it, the site can't be reached. Wonderful. All right, let's get.
But wait, what happens if you actually visit that website? Well, as expected from a well-crafted ARG, the website is real. And it reads as follows. Sign up, become a hero. In this fast-paced world, change is a daily occurrence. And as we, as a species, step into the future, new obstacles and challenges will arise. As humans, we possess a plethora of tools with which we can confront said obstacles. To best prepare ourselves for this future, we believe it is of the utmost importance that our scientific progress can keep pace with these challenges. Here, at the Angel Engine Initiative, we are working around the clock to further scientific progress, and there is a way you can help us too. Become a research patient today, and help us build a better future.
Do you see how easy it is to coin something to make it look like you're the hero? Humans are so easily convinced to do the most outrageous things strictly because it sounds like they're going to be the hero. Everybody wants to play the hero. So you feel you're going to further science by torturing a spiritual being, and that makes total sense to you because you're going to play the part of the hero and you don't actually have any life's purpose. That's actually insane work.
At the bottom of the page, there's a contact form. At the time of making this video, I haven't received any responses yet, but I'm sure by the next one I will. So we'll just have to wait. But do you want to know what actually happens to the volunteers in this project?
Well, and there goes another test subject. Well, what can you do?
I feel Angel Engine is kind of like a mix of what's it called? A giant mix of different media, abis, like, you know, TV shows and this thing combined into one, like just showing the different parts. And for it to be so prevalent in media is definitely happening somewhere in the world, which is crazy.
This is where we truly see the dehumanization, coldness, and utter lack of empathy from this doctor. He uses people like you, watching this video, as mere lab rats, stripping them of their humanity. To him, every being, whether human or angelic, is nothing more than a means to an end. Only men like him dare to challenge God.
That's so scary.
The angel from the future appears before us once again, this time giving instructions to the few remaining humans on how to survive in the Holy Land, the devastated world left behind after the apocalypse. The first rule is always carry enough supplies, because you won't find any in the Holy Land. There's nothing there, just miles and miles of desolation. He also warns of the presence of beings known as the Forgotten, humanoid figures that roam the area and will try to kill you.
What?
Who knows? Perhaps they are failed experiments of Dr. Ernstmann. But these creatures are the least of the survivors' concerns. The Antichrist, in the form of a corrupted angel, lurks everywhere. You must not look at the sky, or your eyes will melt. He is here. Cover your eyes and ears. Do not look. Do not listen. He has already found you.
I see you.
The latest available episode is by far the strangest one. In it, the angel recites a poem titled Boots, a real poem written by Rudyard Kipling. It speaks of soldiers who, despite their sacrifices, are forgotten once they are gone, with their boots served.
That what's it called? Poem has to be the most. You know, there was a time on TikTok where everybody was using that sound to make edits. Like it itches a particular part of your brain. It's actually just insane, guy. What?
Serving as a symbol of their labor and fate. This leaves no doubt. Every image we see in this episode belongs to the war caused by the Antichrist, who has manipulated and controlled the President of the United States. Here it is.
Yeah, he did. Oh my god.
moving up and down again. There's no discharge in the war. Don't look at what's in front of you. Move, moving up and down again. Men go mad with watching them. There's no discharge in the war.
Doesn't this sound like what any politician would say when they are sending their soldiers to war for no fucking reason whatsoever? You have enough land as it is. You cannot be that greedy for oil or any other resources that they have. You can speak diplomatically. Because they don't agree to give you their resources, you give a speech like this, your men are riled up, and then they just go lose their lives for no reason while you're sat in an office chair.
Eyes drop, they will get the top of you. Moving up and down again. There's no discharge in the war. Rise, but think of something different.
Eerie that is. Yo, what's the name of this guy? This guy did so well making this video. Catman, you did a wonderful job with this video. Holy fuck.
What a way to begin. In this new chapter, Dr. Ernstman presents the latest developments in the Angel Engine project. As we can see, some time has passed since the Angel was first captured. We don't know exactly how long, but whether it's been a short or long period, one thing is certain. The Angel has endured unspeakable suffering, a torment so profound that his appearance has begun to deteriorate, slowly taking on the form we know he'll have in the future. Dr. Ernstman explains that through countless experiments conducted on him, several conclusions have been reached. The Angel has demonstrated immeasurable intelligence, so much so that every test designed to study him has failed. He surpasses all known limits, and although he speaks in a strange, cryptic manner, they've managed to learn his name. They're not holding just any angel, but one from the highest ranks, the Archangel Uriel. Also known as the Light of God or the Fire of God, Uriel is recognized across various religious and esoteric traditions as the bearer of divine wisdom, enlightenment, and spiritual transformation. While his name doesn't appear in the canonical Bible accepted by all Christian denominations, he is mentioned in apocryphal and deuterocanonical texts such as the Book of Enoch and the Apocalypse of Ezra. According to some traditions, Uriel was the angel who guarded the gates of Eden with a flaming sword, preventing access to the tree of life after Adam and Eve were cast out. When God decided to flood the earth to cleanse it of the corruption caused by the fallen angels and their offspring, it was Uriel who warned Noah of the coming disaster. He revealed God's plan and instructed him on how to survive, telling him to build an ark. That alone shows Uriel's deep connection with humanity, a connection we see reflected once again here. Despite everything, Uriel continues to love humanity with all his being. He makes this known to Ernstman and pleads with him for release. But the man standing before him is a psychopath through and through, a man who embodies coldness.
Yeah, but like, okay, quick question for you people that are watching this video later. The fact that the angel loves humanity so much, isn't that like an inbuilt something? Is he even capable of hating like humans? Because I feel like his job, or he was created for that purpose. So does he have any other choice than to love them? Do you get? Because I don't think the angel is even angry that they're doing all of this.
Greed and the total abandonment of compassion in the blind pursuit of scientific and technological advancement. A man utterly indifferent to suffering, whether human or divine. So, when the archangel begs him again and again, Ernstman simply responds with a cold, emotionless no. Then, without hesitation, he moves on, not just to continue his explanation, but to demonstrate the angel engine's ability to create artificial miracles. He shows us the lifeless body of a young man, allegedly killed in a workplace accident inside the second tower of Babel. But knowing Ernstmann, I'm almost certain this was just another test subject.
Yeah.
One more victim among countless others already claimed by his hands. At that very moment, Uriel pleads, begging the doctor not to hurt him. But Dr. Ernstmann goes through with it anyway. He resurrects the boy using the angel's power. I don't know if I'm the only one, but there's something deeply disturbing about seeing an angel, an entity capable of wiping us out with a mere snap of his fingers, reduced to begging and groveling before a mere human.
Exactly. There's something very, very wrong with that. That's why I keep asking again, how the fuck did they even manage to capture the angel in the first place? Because I'm pretty sure that angel could escape whenever it wants, but why doesn't it? That brings me back to the whole thing of, if it's programmed to love humanity, does that mean that it cannot hurt humanity no matter what? Because I feel that that's the only reason why it will even let itself get captured in the first place.
But how did this man become the one to lead the most ambitious project in Earth's history? To understand that, we need to dig into his past. And for that, we turn to the article published in Rewired magazine, The Man Behind the Machine, the Father of the Angel. Sometimes the brightest minds aren't born, they're broken. And from those shattered pieces, things emerge that should never exist. Jeff Ernstmann burst onto the scientific scene in his early 20s, leaving the world in awe. When he received the Nobel Prize in Chemistry at just 25 years old, he became the youngest laureate in history, a prodigy, a rising star. It seemed clear he was destined to become one of the greatest minds of the scientific world, and he didn't miss the chance to make that known. During the
Okay, this is going to sound stupid, but they shouted me out in Angel Engine. Look at me right there. Look at me right there. Sorry, I would do this in every single time that I see my name in any video or music. Thank you.
award ceremony, he looked out at the audience with unwavering confidence and said, "I am here to bring this world into the future." A bold statement, especially coming from a man whose brain had only just finished developing. But many of the world's top intellectuals were entranced by him. They believed every word. They praised him as a visionary, almost messianic figure. And then, everything changed. Little by little, the spotlight began to fade. The young prodigy couldn't replicate his early success. The headlines vanished. The collaborations stopped. And the scientific community forgot him. The man once hailed as the future of science was swallowed by the shadows of obscurity, and for nearly 20 years, nothing more was heard from him. Until now. Ernstmann emerged from the darkness, not as a man seeking redemption, but as the herald of something entirely new. And he didn't return with an apology. He returned with a machine, a device that, in his own words, is the most important invention in human history, a miraculous machine.
How much you want to bet that after he did the whole machine and everything and came back into the spotlight, that he wrote a book, and a bunch of unsuccessful people who have never put a day of work into their entire life whatsoever would go and buy that book and think that that book is going to change their life forever?
One that, according to him, can turn any wish into reality. In the months that followed the announcement, Dr. Ernstmann's name was once again on everyone's lips. International news, scientific conferences, magazine covers. The forgotten genius had become, overnight, the most talked about man on the planet. But not everything was as it seemed. That sudden success came at a price. And soon, the details began to leak. Details about what really powered the machine. Ernstmann had named it the Angel Engine, and its secret was horrifying. Inside the mechanism was a real being, an angel, conscious, alive, trapped within. That creature, caught somewhere between the divine and the artificial, was the very source of its miracles. When this truth was exposed, the reaction was immediate. Outrage. Debates erupted. Protests. Public outcry. How far are we willing to go for the sake of progress? And at what cost? Many began to question the morality of the project. Others went even further.
You began to question the morality of a project that took a divine being and tortured it and kept it, what's it called, in a cage, basically, and used its powers to be able to fix humanity, fix in quote unquote. Mind you, the thing came here to save you, and now you begin to question the morality. Humans are sick.
They claimed Ernstmann's work was meaningless without the angel inside, that he wasn't a genius, just a thief of divine power. Some called it blasphemy, others heresy, and the most extreme voices claimed he had damned his very soul. But Ernstmann didn't flinch. Instead of expressing regret, he released a statement on the project's official website. He briefly addressed the criticism and hinted that a new invention is already on the way, one that, in his words, will silence all his doubters. More information, he says, will be revealed.
And isn't this funny how he's posted up like what's it called? Like he's Jesus in this picture, and it's kind of like how Trump, AI made himself Jesus, talking about healing people. I don't know, there's so many what's it called? Things that this thing mirrors in real life that is crazy. And I'm pretty sure this video was a year ago.
In an exclusive interview with National News.
State your name for the camera.
Uriel.
Welcome back to the Barry Donovan Show, ladies and gentlemen. Many see him as the savior of our species, while others think him a fraud. However, one thing is for certain. Dr. Jeff Ernstmann is the most famous man in the world right now. We here at the Barry Donovan Show were able to secure an exclusive interview with the man behind the machine. Live from the second Tower of Babel, please welcome Dr. Jeff Ernstmann.
Thank you, Barry. I am thrilled to be here today.
It's my pleasure. You found yourself on the receiving end of a lot of criticism in recent weeks, particularly regarding your treatment of the angel. Would you like to say something about that?
You know, Barry, I thought long and hard about the discussion at hand, and I think it is a very important discussion to be had indeed. But there is one thing most people don't consider. We ran the tests, and they all showed the same thing. If the angel wanted to escape, he could. Yet he chooses to stay. I think that makes things clear enough.
In the same vein, many have also tried to discredit your work, claiming the angel was the real reason for your success. That must be quite infuriating, right?
You know,
notice how the interviewer is like coining it in a way where this guy looks like the good guy throughout, and this is what's it called, the general public's opinion on him doesn't matter whatsoever. He's like, oh, that would be infuriating, isn't it?
Barry, that is actually why I wanted to come on here, to make an announcement.
An announcement? Well, let's hear it.
Many of you have doubted me in the past weeks, but I am happy to remind you that I remain the smartest mind on this planet. And to prove this fact to you, I have been working on a new invention. Exactly 1 week from now, it shall be revealed to the whole world. Then all of you will be forced to realize that I am who I am.
Okay, so the president in this place is DT. What's it called? This guy is supposed to be EM, and the interviewer is that wonder guy from CNN.
That sounds like quite the statement. Can you tell us more about this new invention of yours?
All I can reveal at the moment is this.
Sorry, not CNN.
I am no longer in need of that angel to make my experiments work.
That's Angel.
Okay, what did we just witness? On one hand, Dr. Ernstmann confirms what's become increasingly obvious. Uriel can escape. Of course he can, but he chooses to stay. After all, his sole reason for descending to Earth was to help humanity, and that's exactly what he continues to do, even from within the Angel engine, despite the immense suffering it brings.
While editing this video, I realized something. If Uriel can truly escape whenever he wants, why would he ask for help to be saved? Maybe Ernstman is lying, which is quite possible, or perhaps the angel wants humanity itself to be the one to set him free, correcting his own mistake. Who knows? On the other hand, there's the phrase, I am who I am, a line spoken by God himself. If there was still any doubt, Ernstman has a full-blown God complex. Well, yes, but I still feel at the end of the day that the angel is designed, or not even designed, is like created and has the um internal purpose of save humanity, don't hurt humanity. He's like, he's not even for, I won't say forced. It's kind of like he doesn't have a choice other than to love. So he can't do anything. If for him to escape there, he would have to hurt humanity. I feel that's what is making him stay.
Brings him. On the other hand, what is it that Ernstmann has been preparing for us? An invention so revolutionary that it would render the Archangel obsolete. But does that mean Uriel will finally be set free? Unfortunately, I hate to disappoint you, because in the future he's still very much imprisoned inside the Angel engine. Finally, the day arrived. The day when Ernstmann's groundbreaking new invention would be revealed to the public. But on that very same day, the doctor was the victim of an attempted assassination.
Oh. Let's
Beersheba,
go. Freakishly
Israel.
old lady.
Dr. Jeff Ernstmann, world-renowned scientist and lead mind behind the controversial Angel Engine initiative, was attacked by an assailant in the early hours of March 26th, just outside Solomon Hall, only hours before his new invention was set to be unveiled to the world. Reports indicate that the attacker used a homemade firearm. 3 shots were fired. 2 struck him in the abdomen. 1 hit his face. Ernstmann was rushed to St. Mary's Hospital, where he underwent emergency surgery, but his current condition remains unknown. The attacker, later identified as 32-year-old Jensen Goldstein, was apprehended by local authorities just 5 blocks from the scene. He is now in police custody, awaiting legal action. The entire world was stunned.
He's not getting any legal action. He's probably going to get executed. If the entire world, or the entire what's it called, political whatever blah blah blah, was backing this science guy, the Dr. Ernstein or whatever, yeah, this guy is going to get executed. No doubt, no doubt. They're just going to do a trial. Well, it's not actually a trial or anything. He's just going to get executed.
News spread like wildfire, and public reaction was almost unanimous. Many claimed he had it coming, and the calls to free Uriel only grew louder. Soon, however, some of Ernstmann's colleagues spoke out in his defense.
I am beyond speechless. Jeff remains one of the brightest minds on this planet, and attempting to dim such a brilliant man, all because you disagree with his ethics.
He has none. There is no ethics. I know I'm pretending like this whole thing is like an actual this thing, and somebody is thinking like this, but I know out there somewhere there's actually a scientist that thinks like this. It's pissing me off.
It goes to show how far we've fallen as a society. My prayers go out to Jeff.
Prayers. Who are you praying to? You captured the angel that was sent here because of your prayers and tortured it. Who are you praying to?
Jeff and all his friends and family.
As Ernstmann fights for his life, and the Angel engine remains cloaked in silence, the world stands at a crossroads. The line between miracle and monstrosity has never been thinner. And as the dust settles in Beersheba, one question echoes louder than the gunshots. What price are we truly willing to pay for a miracle? Without a doubt, Dr. Ernstmann would eventually find the answer to this question, and he won't like it one bit.
You want an autograph or something?
What was all of this? Surely no one expected this outcome, myself included. And more importantly, who or what is this new entity? Well, I have two possible interpretations. The first is this. Did Ernstmann truly believe he could torture one of God's closest angels without facing any consequences?
Exactly.
For someone considered the brightest mind on earth, it's disappointing that he never took this possibility into account. Or perhaps he did. Maybe I'm jumping the gun by saying that because in truth, we don't know for sure. But if he did foresee it, and as some of his critics have pointed out, we might be dealing with a man willing to damn his own soul if it meant achieving his goals. Here's how it all unfolded. The assailant, with a chilling, almost grotesque appearance, stands before Ernstmann and, while repeating the mantra, "God is coming," over and over, pulls out a weapon and fires. We don't know exactly who this figure is, but judging by how things turned out, he's clearly not just some ordinary person. Could he
Yeah,
be someone
clearly.
influenced by God himself to punish the one responsible for this horrific sin against the divine? Perhaps, but what we do know is that Ernstmann did not survive the attack, and now he's being purged, possibly for all eternity.
Thank
He's
goodness.
experiencing constant pain and suffering, just like he inflicted on Uriel, but multiplied millions and millions of times over. After all this, many might wonder if the Doctor could somehow be revived using the angel engine. Do you really think God would allow that?
Exactly.
Ernstmann is now under the weight and authority of God's will, and there's no artificial miracle or man-made machine that can save him from it. But what if that's not what's happening here? What if this isn't God? That's where my second interpretation comes in. Look at Ernstmann's face and the face of the entity. Don't they seem familiar? That has to be intentional. But then, what sense would it make for the Antichrist to destroy the Doctor? Wouldn't it be more useful to him if Uriel remained under?
No, you see, that's the thing about the Antichrist. It's only there. It's kind of like Majin Buu, right? It only exists to cause chaos. It just wants the end of the world. It's also kind of like the Lich. It only exists purely to end the world, right? And cause as much torture as possible. Its plan at the end of the day could differ from what's it called? Could differ from, torturing this particular angel for the longest. Maybe it saw a plan where this angel could escape or something like that, and he needed that guy gone, and to replace it with a worse person, or just to make more cause more chaos in the fact that okay, it's now science versus ethics and everything, and everybody is now like arguing and everything, and it causes more wars. Like just
his control? There are many questions we still don't have answers to. But one thing is certain, Jeff Ernstmann is now suffering. He is being punished for everything he's done.
All right. I'm just gonna end this reaction here. If you want to continue the video, head over to Catman's page. I'm going to leave the link in the top of the description so you guys could go check it out. This is a very, very,
Engine
very
become a
wonderful.
relic
Oh,
of the
never
past,
mind. The video
too
continues.
advanced to be understood.
Never mind. It paused again. Okay, so I'm just gonna pause it. And yeah, so you guys know where to go
by
check
the
it
remaining
out.
scientists.
It's still
For
going.
now, there's no.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pause here. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much all you guys need to know. Catman W video. I'm finna super subscribe W video. I will continue this on my own, but for you guys who want to watch the remainder of the video, you know where to go find it. All right, safety, everybody. Deuces. All right, hold on. Deuces.